How are we doing, everybody? UFC Thoughts here, and today I'm going to be going over my picks and breakdown for every fight on UFC Noche on September 16th, 2023. Let's get right into it with the first fight of 11. UFC Noche starts out in the women's strawweight division with Josephine Knudsen and Marna Kaman. We'll start with Josephine. She got a win on the Contender Series over Isis. I forget it, Vertebeck, I think is her last name. She won that fight by unanimous decision, 30-27. She's a decision maker. I think she might have one finish in her career. She's 6-0. If you look at her opponents, most fighters in general who are undefeated this low, her opponents are cans. They're not cans. They have winning records. And she literally fought last month. She likes to clinch and control. I highlighted her feint game in the fight with Isas. She feinted a jab and brought up her lead leg and fucking basically dropped her. She's got decent power. She's got a good tie clinch, knees and elbows. She's strong as fuck. She's got good ground and pound and a good top presence. When she was on top of Isas in their fight, she was dominating, and she's got cardio. She's just very well-rounded. Let's go to Marna Kaman. Good finishing ability. I think she has 5 finishes. Her only loss is to Bruna Brazil in the Contender Series. She was kind of slow on the feet, and she left openings, which kind of left her getting knocked out, of course. She does well in the clinch, but she's been prone to getting tripped. In the Bruna Brazil fight, it happened 3 times. Thing I highlighted for Marna Kaman in my notes was she has a nice left leg flexibility. She has a karate-esque way with her left leg. She can bring it up quick, do push kicks and stuff. It's very good. My official pick is going to be Josephine Knudsen by first round TKO. I think Marna Kaman is going to rush in, and Josephine is going to clip her, drop her, and then finish her with her beautiful ground and pound to start the card off very well. The next fight on UFC Noche is Alex Reyes versus Charlie Campbell in the lightweight division. Let's start with Alex. He hasn't fought since the Mike Perry fight in 2020 when he got knocked out with a knee. He's going to want to get Charlie on the ground. Alex's best offense is his ground attack. He has good submission game, good ground and pound. His punches when he's standing up are like when he's underwater. He has good slams, good takedown offense. In the Mike Perry fight, he tried to get a clinch and just got nuked. He's going to want to get this fight on the ground. Let's talk about Charlie Campbell. Power. If you remember the Chris Duncan fight on the Contender Series, he got knocked out, but he dropped Chris Duncan, who is now a highlighted fighter in the UFC, I think 3 times. The reason why he got knocked out was because he got excited, telegraphed the right hand, got nuked. The body attack from Charlie and leg kicks I like a lot. He has a good body straight that he likes to throw. He's quick. His boxing is slick. The thing that is not slick is his defense. He leaves many openings, and that's why he got knocked out in the Chris Duncan fight. He's easy to hit. My official pick is going to be Charlie Campbell by first round knockout. I think we're going to start with 2 big finishes. I think Alex Reyes is going to try and get in the clinch. Charlie is going to throw a signature right uppercut and clip Alex Reyes and send him to the B leagues. I think this one's going to be brutal, to be honest. We move on to a ranked women's flyweight clash between Tracy Cortez and Jasmine Jasudavicius. Let's start with Tracy Cortez. She has wins over Erin Blanchfield, Stephanie Egger, Maya Agapova. She's got good wins, but she just doesn't fight often. She takes so much time off, and she's a decision maker. I think in her 10 wins, she has 1 finish. She got decent control against the cage, and she has good ground attack. She's going to want to get this fight on the ground. Her boxing isn't the greatest. She's very popular because, yeah. Let's move on to Jasmine. Jasmine has a slight advantage on the feet. She has some good 1-2s. She's got just some slick boxing. Solid top presence on the ground. She's got good knees in the clinch. Good takedown defense that was shown in the Miranda Maverick fight. She got great pressure. She pressured in the Miranda Maverick fight beautifully, and she can go 3 rounds easily. I'm calling an upset. I think Jasmine Jasudavicius is going to beat Tracy Cortez by unanimous decision, 29-28. I think Tracy might do well early, but then I think Jasmine is going to pour on the pressure, and her takedown defense is going to do bits. I think Tracy might be gifted around by the judges just because she's Tracy Cortez. I think Jasmine's going to upset. We move on to male flyweights with Edgar Chairez versus Daniel Lacerda. Let's start with Edgar. Decent power. He's got good boxing. He's got a good jab, and he sets up his power punches. He caught Tatsuro Taira coming in. That was his debut. He's going to need to avoid the ground. Edgar likes to jump guillotines. He jumped like 3 of them in the Tetsuo Taira fight. I don't know why he did that. This motherfucker cannot get back up when he's on his back. His bottom defense just kind of sucks dick. But other than that, his stand-up's pretty fucking good, man. Let's move on to Daniel. Daniel may be 0-4 in the UFC. But goddamn is this motherfucker exciting. He gasses quick. He starts great, though. I know he's susceptible to submissions, but this guy has great submission offense. In his 11 wins, I think he has like 8 submissions. He's going to need to get a finish in the first if he wins this. He's got good power. He rocks CJ Vergara. I think he's rocked like every opponent he's fought other than maybe Francisco because he got submitted in like the first minute. He's wild, dude. He's a fucking wild card. I'm going to call yet another upset. I know I've picked Daniel and he's lost every time, but I'm going to go with my fucking boy. Daniel Lacerda, first round submission. I think he's going to drop Edgar Chairez with his power punches, and he's going to jump on top of him. Maybe Daniel jumps guillotine. I don't fucking know. Daniel Lacerda, first round submission. Fucking lock it in, baby. Let's go! We go to the middleweight division with Roman Kopylov versus Josh Fremd. Let's start with Roman. I think this dude's next up. I saw him live in Salt Lake City at UFC 291. This dude is him. I swear to God. Great striking, sneaky power. He has bigger heart than anybody I've ever seen. He sets up his KOs against the Ribeiro fight. He set up the head kick. It was beautiful. In the Soriano fight, he set up the body kick. The kicks are highlighted from this dude. He's got great cardio, good boxing. He's not your traditional Russian. This dude is next up. He's fighting Josh Fremd, though, who is a big fucking middleweight. He's 6'4", man. Fucking huge. He's got a decent ground game. His clinch and groundwork is pretty good. He's got a nice lead leg kick. Head kicks, body kicks, leg kicks, whatever you want. I'm going to go with Roman Kopylov by second round TKO. This is a confident pick, by the way. Roman Kopylov, second round TKO. I think he's going to do it with a head kick. Again. I think he's going to double up on it. You know I had to double it. We go back to women's MMA in the women's strawweight division with Lupita "Lupi" Godinez versus Elise Reed. Let's start with Lupi. She's an active young lady. She's got some slick boxing. She's shown it in her most recent fights. Some people forget about Lupi that she is a wrestler at heart. I know she's been showing off her striking skills recently, but she used to just be a primary wrestler against Ariane, Loma Lugbunmi. Lupi is a very decorated wrestler. She has very good grappling skills. She pushes the pace, she's quick, and she has a heart from hell. Lupi is I like her. She's pretty cool. Let's move on to Elise Reed. She's got decent stand-up. Her ground game is not the greatest, but she is evolving. She showed it in the Corey McKenna fight. She was able to stand up, you know. She uses her size well. She's kind of big for the division. I know she's only 5'3", but it's straw weight, let's be honest. She can get back up, but she struggles sometimes with chain wrestlers, people who are going to continue to push it. A thing about Elise Reed that I like to highlight is her accuracy. She doesn't like to throw punches with no meaning. That being said, I am going to pick Lupi Godinez by unanimous decision, 30-27. I think she's going to turn back to her wrestling heart, and she's going to grapple Elise Reed for 3 rounds and dominate her. Lupi, I don't think is going to win the stand-up exchanges. I think she's going to have to resort to her wrestling, and she's going to do it early, and she's going to find success very early and dominate Elise Reed. Next up, we got Fernando Padilla versus Kyle Nelson in the featherweight division. Let's start with Fernando. Fernando, of course, had that beautiful debut against Julian Erosa. Weird stoppage, but I mean, the fight was going to end either way. Shocking power, finisher, and accuracy is the way I would describe Fernando Padilla. This dude is accurate as hell. He's got nice teep kicks and leg kicks, and his boxing, I mean, his jabs, his hooks, everything about this dude, his striking-wise, is great. And don't think that he's a slump on the ground either. He has great submission offense. He's got quite a few wins by submission. He's very well-rounded, and he's rangy. I mean, 76-inch reach at fucking featherweight? Are you serious? Are you fucking kidding me? And his only losses are by decision, so he's got a chin. Let's move on to the veteran, Kyle Nelson. Very strong. Very strong is the monster. Good wrestling. He's got somewhat decent stand-up, and he's got an he's got a decent unranked resume. He's fought some unranked dudes that is like, oh, he's fighting some good guys. Other than that, Kyle is kind of just like there in the UFC. There's some fighters that are just there. He's one of those dudes. My pick is going to be Fernando Padilla by second round TKO. I'm calling a lot of finishes. I think there's going to be a lot of finishes this card. I think Kyle will wrestle in the first round, which will be able to drive him into the second, but after that, I think Fernando's going to pick him apart, and he's going to drop him, and subsequently just fucking just... Next up, we got Daniel Zellhuber versus Christos Giagos in the lightweight division. Let's start with Daniel. Daniel is a tall man for lightweight. 6'1" with a 77-inch reach. Oh my. He refined his striking last time out when he fought Lando Venata. He has decent power. He dropped Lando Venata bad. I think it was in the first round. He's slick with his counters. He's patient. He has a kickboxing-esque style, and he's aggressive when he sees blood. You saw when he dropped Lando, he was like, ugh! He can go 3 rounds. His debut, he couldn't really do it. It was against Trey Ogden. He couldn't really go 3 rounds. He kind of struggled in 2 and 3. He has sneaky setups. He's an up-and-comer, man. He fights Christos Giagos, who's a UFC veteran. I mean, he's fucking 6'6". He's been in the UFC for a little bit. Great power. He's explosive. He's got good takedowns. He's traditionally a wrestler. His last time out, he fought Ricky Glenn, and he kind of just starched him. He has good feints. He's quick. A thing about Christos that I don't really like is he kind of clashes heads a lot. He rushes in and fucking headbutts a lot. He's got a good body straight, though. Underrated striking, and he's been in there with some dogs with a capital D for dogs. My official pick is going to be Daniel Zellhuber by unanimous decision, 29-28. I think Christos is going to try and stand up with him, but he's going to feel the power of Daniel. He's going to wrestle, and I think this is going to be a dog fight. I think this is going to be a bloody battle. This might be fight of the night. Low-key and underrated fight on the card. This fight's going to be wild. Next up, we have Raul Rosas Jr. versus Terrence Mitchell in the bantamweight division. Let's start with Meep. Of course, Raul Rosas is a wrestler. He's going to want to wrestle. In his last fight against Christian Rodriguez, he kind of couldn't get the ground game going, and he crumbled. But I heard that Raul, I think he switched gyms, and he's looking better. Just physically, he's looking better. His striking is a bit questionable, but he does have style points in the Contender Series fight against, Zamando? I don't know his name. But he threw a jumping kick. It was kind of cool. He's got good submission offense and ground and pound. He's going to want to get this fight to the ground. Terrence Mitchell, he's going to want to get this fight to the ground. He has some good wrestling as well, good submission offense. He has all finishes. He has the experience advantage, of course. He was on The Ultimate Fighter Season 24 when he got knocked out by Kai Kara, of course. He shored up his attack. His striking isn't as bad. His last time out, he fought Cameron Simon. He got the takedown, but then he got reversed, and after that, it was downhill. Terrence's gas tank is very questionable, and so is Raul's, but Terrence looked terrible against it was after 3 minutes. Yeah, he allows people to get to favorable positions. My official pick is going to be Raul Rosas Jr. by first round submission. Hear me out. Raul Rosas got beat last fight. He looked for better coaches. He found some. He's going to bounce back with Terrence Mitchell. The UFC is trying to give Raul Rosas a good path. And I think they found a good one with Terrence Mitchell. It's going to be a difficult fight in that first round. I think he's going to will his way out. We have the people's main event, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Holland versus fucking Jack Della Maddalena. Let's get right into it with Kevin Holland. Another guy I saw fight live at UFC 291. Kevin Holland is a fan favorite, let's be honest. He's rangy. He knows how to use his range. He's got great power. His takedown defense is looking good now. He's got great submission offense. His striking is unorthodox. He throws punches from every angle he possibly can. Good knees, good elbows, good body attack. We saw that with the Hernandez fight when he got the knee to the body. He throws a lot of shit. He's a fucking exciting guy. This fight's going to be wild. Kevin Holland is a dog. Let's go to Jack Della Maddalena, boxing god. Body shots are crazy in the Basil Hafez fight. There's like a sequence where Jack Della just is like his head's down. He's just like sucker. Like, what's the fucking game? The red and blue robot where they're just punching each other. Like, that's what it looked like when he was punching his gut. He's got good submission defense. We saw that in the Ramazan Ameev fight. He can get taken down and held down. Questionable gas tank. Power like no other, though. A problem with Jack Della that I have is that he has had 3 weight cuts in 2 months. And Jack Della, we saw when he cut weight for the Sean Brady fight, cuts quite a bit, man. He was shivering in the interview after the weigh-ins. My pick for this fight, I'm going to go Kevin Holland by 3rd round submission. I think Jack Della is going to maybe win the first 2 rounds. Maybe he drops Kevin Holland. I think Jack Della is going to gas, and Kevin Holland is going to still be there in his face, and he's going to submit Jack Della Maddalena. And I think it's going to shock a lot of people when Jack Della Maddalena loses, but I'm going to call upset. The fact this card's free is fucking absurd. We're so fucking spoiled as UFC fans. The UFC Women's Flyweight title is on the fucking line, ladies and gentlemen. Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko 2. Let's start with Alexa Grasso, the champion. Nice on the feet. Beautiful combos, nice entrances. She has great submission offense. We saw that in the first fight. She's a threat everywhere, and she has good cardio. She has questionable takedown defense, though, which we saw in the first fight yet again. Grasso is just a threat everywhere. She's very well-rounded. She kind of got held down in the first fight, but that's more of a pro from Shevchenko and not a con from her. Grasso has a fighter spirit. She fought till the end, you know. Her back take is quick as fuck. We saw it in the first fight. When Valentina made a mistake, Grasso immediately jumped on the back, and she has submission offense everywhere. In round 3 at the end, she got Valentina in a fucking guillotine like that, dude. It's so quick. Let's talk about Valentina. Valentina, of course, has great striking. Her ground game is improving. She's got her back taken in her last 2 fights with Tyler Santos and, of course, Alexa Grasso, who eventually submitted her. Her top presence is beautiful. Her takedown entries are great. She was winning most of the exchanges in the first fight. Her head movement helped her out. The problem is Shevchenko got Weidman'd. She went for a spinning back kick and got her back taken and got submitted. She needs to stay focused. She cannot throw spinning back kicks in boxing range, and she just needs to stay on the same path and keep going. My pick for this fight is going to be Valentina Shevchenko by unanimous decision, 48-47. I think Valentina is going to retain. I liked Alexa Grasso being champion. It would be a very cool story for her to win. I don't see it. I think Valentina is a Terminator, and I think she is on a path, a war path, and she's going to regain her title across 5 rounds. I'm UFC Thoughts. These have been my picks and breakdown for every fight on the UFC Noche card on September 16th. This card is going to be so fucking fun. I can't wait to watch it. Confident picks reside with Roman Kopylov, Lupi Godinez, and in the main event, Valentina Shevchenko. Run it up, boys. My pre-card rating for UFC Noche is a 7 out of 10. I think this one's going to be fucking exciting, fellas. Strap in, enjoy the fights, and have a great rest of your day, guys. See ya.